Good day everybody, welcome to Le'Rez Studio. I'm real pleased to show you this piece that I did, creating a new bundle which I am introducing into the store for you guys to be able to, see what I've used. And I'm going to start doing videos like this. I will do little bundles for you guys, especially the newbies, because you don't need to get dozens of different types of paints and inks and pastes and pigments. You can just see how the process was done and use the same products and just purchase a bundle, and the bundle will actually be cheaper than buying them individually anyway, and you don't have to shop around for it. So this bundle will be the Ocean Paste bundle, which has 3 colors and a white, and I've also added some shells and things like that, but I just wanted to show you this is the new sand color which I have produced for us all, really. I use it as well, and the color is actually not coming through properly, but it's a really nice light sand color which resembles Australian beaches. We have a lot of lovely beaches with really light sand or white sand, but this is definitely not white. So we've got the Sapphire Blue, we've got a Turquoise Blue, all epoxy paste, we've got the sand color, the new sand color, and we've got Angel White, and I've also added, as you could see, some shells and little pebbles. And also, if you can hear that, probably can't see it, you might be able to see it, it's duller. You can see that right there where the light's hitting it, and you can hear that. That is a finely crushed glass which I added on top, which I will add to your first order. So first 5 people who order this bundle, which you will get these, you will get those colors. I will also include a baggie of that, so 50 grams of that fine crushed glass, which kind of gives it a little bit of shimmer, and also the texture. If you don't want the texture, just paint over it and you'll just get that little shimmer. And also these really cute, well, they're called pearl beads, but they look nothing like a pearl to me. They look more like a frosty, kind of like a ice drop. See that? That's really cool. And I've sprinkled that over as well. So you'll get a baggie of each. First 5 people who order. So that is that. Stay tuned and watch the process. Fast forward if you don't like, too many things. I talk a lot and I try to explain things for the newbies. So if you would like to create something like this, and do a better job, I always say, do a better job, and show me what you did. Share it in the group, share it on the Le'Rez page. I'd love to see what you do. So stay tuned. Good day everybody. Hello. Welcome back to the studio. Today I'm going to be doing a couple of things, really important things. I wanted to introduce this really amazing product to you. It is by Ecoart Solutions, and you can go and visit their website. I'm sure I will post the link in the description. Ecoartsolutions.com. And I was lucky enough to get this stuff sent out to me, but this is one of the bundles that you get, and they're like silicone, really good silicone cups for mixing your resin, and reusing them over and over again, so it's well worth it. So this is what you get in this bundle, which is absolutely awesome. I think I won't be using these big ones for today's piece, but I will be using all the rest, and that won't be using this one. But look at this one, it goes up to 16 ounces, fluid ounces. That's 500 milliliters, and I love that I've got stuff in ounces as well as milliliters, because I wouldn't have a clue how many ounces is what. I always have to go on Google and check that out, but it's got milliliters here as well, which is awesome. And 500 milliliters, that's half a liter, so that's quite a lot of resin there. So I'll be using this one to measure my resin today, and I'll also be using these for, you know, adding pigments and resin together to my piece. So that is that. I will do a better version of this because you know, I really believe in recycling, and this is an amazing thing that that you can do. You also get these really cool stirring sticks. This is also acrylic silicone. So it's apart from the color, but I suppose green, it's green, and the logo is kind of green. So, but it doesn't really matter because you can reuse these, and you get all these sticks as well. These are like the large sticks. You get paddle pop sticks for mixing your stuff, and they fit perfectly, and you can reuse them over and over and over again because resin will come off silicone real easy. So anyway, I might even just put this information into the description below. I've got some other letter here. Oh yeah, that's a letter that I received from the company, which is awesome. So the second thing that I want to do is I want to introduce an ocean bundle #1, and that will include 3 colors and a white. So I've got what I might do is, and this is great for newbies as well, I might just start and talk through everything with you while I'm working. That way I'm not wasting any time. So what I've got here is just a timber board, and I have primed it with gesso, just one thick coat. I used my fingers, glove fingers, to spread it around. So that's what I did. And now what I might do is just get some resin and mix it, put my gloves on. So hopefully create a really nice piece for you guys. So then you don't have to go shopping around and trying to match colors. You will have all the colors that I've used in this piece in the bundle. And the bundles will be cheaper to buy than buying these individually. So that is awesome. So this is about 30 by about 40 centimeters, that is. So I reckon I'll need about 200 milliliters of resin. And I am using Mad Artist resin. It works well for me. So let's go to the metric. So I can see 200, so 100 of part. And whatever part this is, I will see in a second. 100, right on the dot. Look at that. And it's got like a little rounded kind of spout as well. It's not perfectly flat, so that's great. This is going to be awesome. So this was part A, which is, pardon me, my resin, and I will get my hardener in there as well, because this is 1-to-1 ratio. Go that way so I can see what I'm doing. And another 100 milliliters. A good idea is to always have some coasters ready or molds for your leftovers, because you might have some leftovers. And I'm going to mix that up. I don't think I'm going to be using this stirring stick to mix it. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's working good. The only reason I said that is because I thought it was a bit short for this amount of resin, but no, it's working really, really well. So what I'll do is I'm just going to mix this resin until it's lovely and clear and no stringy bits. I will get bubbles, which is absolutely fine. We have ways of getting rid of bubbles once they're on the board. So once I mix that, I will be back with the following. Okay, so my resin is mixed. I will wait a little bit because I like to work with resin that's been setting for a bit. So what I've got here is just a general purpose cloth tape, and I want to go around and tape the sides. And I will tuck it in under here, just to keep all of that resin on top. And then afterwards I might let it run down, but at the moment I want to contain all that resin on the top. It's less wastage that way. And I think it's much tidier as well. So any tape really will work. Painter's tape is great. Sorry about the movement, if there is any. And I'm just going to cut this just with a knife or scissors, whatever. And just poke it down there. Right. So I like to always go around and run. I might even use this stick and just run along the sides just to make sure that, oops, didn't want that to happen, that it's nicely sort of glued onto the edges all the way. And then I always pinch the edges a little bit just because I want to stop it from having that round kind of finish. I want it to be nice and sweet. Okay, so now that I've done that, I will use two of these larger cups, which are probably about 250 milliliters, which is about a cup, your coffee cup, and a couple of these little ones as well. So here we go. The first color is going to be the Sapphire Blue, gorgeous color. Then I'm going to need a little bit of this Turquoise Blue, all by Le'Rez, and you can see that I'm using that spout. I need a little bit of white. I don't want too much of the white, and a little bit. How many milliliters is this one? I'm sorry, I'm having trouble seeing this. 1 ounce, so about 30 milliliters, and a little bit for the sand. So I want quite a bit for the sand. I'm going to leave a little bit of clear in the cup because I'm going to need it for my wave. So this should be pretty simple. 2 larger sticks. Better get a nice clean stick that Gabriella had sent me, and a couple of smaller sticks for my small cups. So here goes the Sapphire Blue, up to 10%, but I can go a little bit less than that and adjust the color. Look how pretty that is. Just give it a good mix and always scrape off that pigment from the stick and then give it another good mix. That is absolutely gorgeous for my deeper water, like that. Let me know in the comments if you're interested in these bundles. I will have at the moment, because Le'Rez has so many gorgeous colors, it's really hard to pick which ones to go and make it just a few colors and not you know, overdo it with the colors. You don't need too many for an ocean scene, but I will have one paste bundle and one pigment bundle and probably a metallic as well. And now I'm going to have a little bit of turquoise blue in there. This is an opaque, this is a transparent. Okay, so just mixing that in nicely, scrape, scrape, and then pick that up and mix it in nicely. Do a couple of scrapes. You just need to make sure that the pigment is mixed properly. Otherwise, when your resin sets, it may not set properly where those unmixed bits are. You know. Ooh, there goes the message. Okay, so that's that one. Just making sure. Righto. Okay, now we're going to go with the Angel White, which was this cup here. About 5% going in there. Give that a good mix. I'm sure you would have heard, if you are in the resin world, you would have heard about the Angel White. It's just an amazing pigment. Beautiful, true white that creates amazing cells and lacing all on its own. Just need to give it a little bit of heat and a bit of tilting or swiping, whatever technique you're using. And here's my newly mixed color. This is a sand color, and I managed to get something drop in there because I had it open. Oh no, it's just that air bubble. Silly me. Okay, so about 5% going in there as well. And this is also an opaque, and I've got to be careful how I mix this now because it's a really full cup. And I've got my air conditioner set up for 24 degrees Celsius. This is a perfect temperature for working with resin. And just mixing this color, look at that. I might actually even leave some bits unmixed just to add a little bit of kind of contrast. And that's it. That's all that we're going to use. Just going to move this stuff out of the way. And we're going to start with the blue up here. And I might even go on an angle a little bit. This is just really, really lovely to work with, this. Okay, here we go. Squeezing a little bit. So we'll go a little bit on an angle here. And I don't have to worry about spillage because my sides are taped. So I'm going to pretty much dump all of this on there. My phone is really busy. I thought I put it on Do Not Disturb, but phones, technology, what can I say? Look at this colour. Isn't that gorgeous? So I'm getting all of that stuff out. Put that on the side. And just move this a little bit. Get it all the way up to the edge everywhere. And just kind of pull it in. You have to fiddle with this a little bit when you're taping edges. So like I said, I want to have it going on an angle, so we'll tilt that down that way a bit. Oop, not too much, not too much. And it doesn't have to be perfect line. If you can show me a beach which has perfect line, perfect, you know, symmetrical waves and everything, then yeah, I'll believe you if you can show me a real photo of it. Okay, so this one is going down that way a bit. Done. Not torching anything just yet. I've got a little bit of my turquoise, and I think I've got a bit too much turquoise here. So I probably will mix some with the blue, which is another thing that you can do and get a really, I will actually do it right now just to show you. So I've got a bit of that blue. I might pinch a little bit from there. Just take some. Don't worry, it'll all move and there'll be plenty left. I could just put it on there, mix it together, but I just want to show you how it works. And just a little bit of this turquoise in there, and then mix that together, and you get another lovely colour. There's only a tiny little bit just to show you, but look at that. So it's another shade. I just toned it down a little bit, which I can just pop over here. It's really nice. Beautiful. It's like a lagoon kind of colour. Right, leave that there now. Here we go. Don't worry, I will mix them together. It's going to be really nice, and there's going to be a lot of white in there and other colours. Okay, so that's quite plenty of that colour. Use a stick to spread it out a bit, let them mingle, have a party together. One is transparent and one is opaque, so together they create these amazing cells. See that? So I'm picking up some from there and just spreading it down here. Alrighty, like I said, no perfect beach. And now I'm going to torch it a little bit and just get them moving. However, what I will do is, look at that, beautiful. I will mix a little bit more. Where's my clear? I've got too much. No, not too much, that's going to be fine. Torch it. And tilt a little bit. It's already creating cells, which is really, really lovely. I want to get more down here, not so much up here. And what I will do is I'm going to mix, oh, I managed to dip my finger right in there, okay? See, this is why it helps. When you pinch the edges, it just contains all that nicely squared. Right, so now I have, I'm going to get a little bit more of this blue and add it to my green here. I'm just going to kind of scrape some on the side of this cup and then give it a nice mix. And that's creating a really pretty color. And then I will add a little bit, it's creating a teal, which is quite gorgeous. Just scraping it off, see, that's what I'm doing. And I will add a tiny little bit of this clear because I've added extra pigment in there now. And I will add a little bit more of that blue. I'm just, you know, this is what you do. Unless you want to go by the exact recipe, you've got to play with your colors. You've got to add more or less and just play with it. Okay, so I'm just going to scrape on the edge there so I don't kind of mess up that stick. I can use it again. There we go. Just turn that blue into an opaque. Looks a bit messy, but trust me, it'll be fine. Okay. Now I want to move this down a little bit more. Make room to put this colour in. And I want to put it over here, in between these two. Maybe even a little bit down here. And take all of that out. And that is that now. Now, I'm going to heat it a little bit. That's quite nice. Just adding a little bit more of this blue and just putting it down here. Just because I have some left. You don't have to. And that's already created its own little thing there. Now I want to go with my sand colour, which is going to cover pretty much this whole bottom area. This is such a pretty sand colour. It's not too dark, not too light. It's just right. And it took me a while to get the perfect shade. And I got it. And you guys are gonna love it. If you love, especially Aussie beaches, because our sands are quite light in colour. And I don't know what it's coming out over there like. I hope it doesn't look white, but it shouldn't, because I've got a white there and I've got an angel white there, but it's a really, really gorgeous colour. Just stretching it to the edge a bit. Usually I use my fingers. Must have an off day. I haven't used my fingers just yet. Okay, so that's that all done. My nice sand. That's lovely. Does help if you level your board, your table that you're working on. That really does help. Yeah, because I haven't mixed it properly, I've got some. I mixed it just enough, but I've got some nice streaky bits there which look quite cool. Right, and what I will do is I'm going to get some of this white and just go along there as well. A bit of white. And now I want to spread this out a little bit using whatever I've got left. I love these cups because they actually, the silicone separates in there, so it kind of all bunches up in one pile, which is great. You can pick it up and not waste any. Okay, now I think I will use my fingers and just spread this out a bit. All the way to the edge and all the way down to here. And also to kind of like mix these colours a bit. Now that looks amazing. Don't want to touch that, but I want to do this up here and maybe a little bit here as well. Okay, that looks cool. Actually, I'll put some white here first. Usually clear goes first, but I've got this gap. So I will just cover that gap with the white. A little bit. Bring this up a bit. Mix it a little bit with that white. Because I'm going to have a couple of layers of this, I don't want to use too much resin. Otherwise you could have covered this nicely. Here we go. That's better. Now go in with my clear. Just helps the white. There we go. And maybe even one down here. leave over here like that, and one over here. And one up here. Just following that line there. Okay, becomes a big trick, and I just blobbed in there. Okay, another one here. Where did I have the other one? Just here. A thin string. Another one here. Okay. Now comes the heat gun. Okay, blowing it up that way. Alrighty, that looks pretty good. Just going to tilt it down a little bit. Still got a lot of white. I love that. It's really cool. You can put some shells there. I managed to melt my tape there, which is not cool, but that's alright. I will take the tape off. So I'm looking at that. That looks pretty cool. Just want to add a little bit more of the white. Spin it around a bit. Oh, I managed to leak through the tape. That is not good. It's the first time I've used this tape, and obviously I won't use it again. Okay. Okay, my friends, this is looking pretty good. Might flip it around again back to the way it was. So you can at this stage tilt if you want a little bit, bring it down and make those cells stretch out a bit. Okay, that looks pretty good. Pretty good. So that is the first layer. I will add another one just to give it extra depth and give it another wave. I'll start from down here with the second layer. Add a lift to this wave here and this little one down here, and just the next step will be something else, but at this stage I'm real pleased with this one. Just bringing it up a bit. We'll torch it with a torch. Try not to burn my tape. Okay, so I'm borrowing some seashells and little pebbles that Laura and I collected from the beach when she was here. Sorry, Laura, I know that you won't mind, and I'm just scattering them around. It was really funny when Laura was here. She's my friend from the States, and she also stocks Le'Rez pigments. So if you are in the States, you can contact her and go onto her website, and she'll look after you, that's for sure. But it was funny when she was here visiting, because it took her forever to decide where to put. We did a piece together and she did an ocean piece, which was amazing. Look at this, Laura. I won't use it, I promise. I'll just get the little pebbles. Took her forever to decide where to put things. Bit of a perfectionist. And I just like to kind of let them fall wherever. And I like these tiny little pebbles. They're quite effective. And there's a big one there, which doesn't really matter. So just scatter it around. Let me see if I can find a couple of nice little shells. Not too nice, Laura. I'm just, and even things like this. This is just like part of some sort of a seaweed. Even that will look nice, just popped in anywhere, really, just like that. Maybe one over here. And yeah, there's quite a lot that you can do. Just add things to, you know, embellish your piece and make it look nice. This is a broken shell, which I'll whack right there. Pieces of bark or something, whatever, just plonk it in there, and that kind of decorate. And you can put bigger shells in there. I just don't like putting big shells in my pieces, but little ones are fine. Anyway, that's I think that's all that I'm going to do. Maybe this one. This is the biggest one that I think I'll go for in there. Where to put it? Now I'm doing the Laura thing. I might just pop it. No, I'll pop it right over here, just like that. And it looks a little bit lonely, so I might just pop another one right next to it, just like that. Beautiful. That's it. No more. I better put this stuff away, because if I keep playing, keep looking through it, I want to keep adding more, and Laura's going to kill me because I'm using up her stash. But I can always replace it because I live by the water, so I can go and get a little handful. And that's it. No more. Put this stuff away now. Okay. Let it set and ready for the next layer, which will add dimension and you know, texture, obviously. So actually what I might do is I might just pop this down and let it all sit. Just give me a second. One thing that I do want to do is just add a little bit, and I mean just a tiny little bit. So I'm looking for a little tool. Even a toothpick will do, just to put a little bit of this blue just down here. See, it just looks like there's water there, and it's starting to set quite a bit, but this is the clear part that I'm putting it on, so it's not mixing with the colours. And there's a couple of other clear areas. You don't have to do this. This is just me being me. So now what I want to do is lift it up, pop it on top of these little cardboard stands that I have from tapes, like, there we go. And now I've got to find the end, or just cut it, make my own, where I'm going to start, maybe here, and then that will just run down nicely. Oh, I'm so not used to this tape. It's really not working properly for me. However, it is what it is now. Okay, so here I'm just showing you how I add those little frosty droplets. I'm not sure what I'm going to call them yet, but I've got a heap of them that I will put in the shop. And then some of that finely crushed glass, which really adds to the piece. So I'm just sprinkling that around and giving it a bit of a lift. Alrighty, thanks so much for watching. Hope you like this. Stay tuned for the photos, close-up photos of this piece, and then stay tuned for the next video, which will be the part 2, another layer. Bye for now.